So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is a C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 8 here, and in this video we continue with our solution, and we want to check this code what we created last time. Last time we created this switch statement, and in this switch statement we looped through all our databases which we created, and we loop through all these databases because we want to print them out on the screen. And we did this here, but we have not tested this one if this is really working. And here we start with a test, and the test is very easy. We just start here one, and we have to come to this point. So I should right now write username, write password to test actually this code here. So let's see what we have. Coder 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, and we have a bad formatting, but it says here found access to account. Okay, this one can, yeah, we will see. Perhaps we need this because this was more info for the programmer, but not for the customer. The customer don't need to see this one. So we have to get rid of probably about this one here. And then here, choose a number to select a category. Yes, the customer needs this info. That's okay. Okay, the customer has to figure out that he has options to select the numbers for these categories. And then he has to type this one in. And we need here solve a little bit this style. So a little bit more centered perhaps. But this is just for our own fun, because like I said, this styling of this info screen, what you see here, it is good for console, but later you get here a graphical program, which means this kind of stuff is more the backend, and later it will be added to the graphical input, which means all these inputs are here in a real nice graphical space or list or something like that, and it looks good so that the customer feels nice. You know, when you open up in the, for example, online any web page, they ask for an account, but this is HTML. This is another thing, but it's similar to this one. This is C++, and there they ask for HTML, and you see this HTML logins are all time nice styled. So that's for that. So let's solve this here one. First of all, found access to account we don't need, but let's see if we can select a category. I correct my favorite books. Okay, 0, I enter, and I see nothing. Okay, I entered 0, and I see nothing. That is not good. So we have here a very big problem. All right, first of all, let's, before I solve now this big problem, let's solve these little problems. And one little problem was this found account, or what this was info for the programmer. So while I was developing the code, I made this and said, okay, I need this just to check, but the customer, no, this info is absolute nonsense for the customer, which means here is my first place found. I can just get rid of this one. All right, so one is error solved, easy error. And this one, name does not exist. Yes, this one I need access to account. This one I don't need to, right? Because if I have the wrong password, then it's wrong. And if I have access, it will pop up anyway this window. So this info here is also absolute not needed and nonsense. And that's why, okay, it was helping during development, but later it becomes nonsense. And that's why we delayed it. Okay, so we have solved 2 errors. And now let's solve the next error. What was our style a little bit? So the problem was that was not centered enough. Okay, let's give a little bit more space and hope it works out to make it at least a little bit stylish. And I'm not sure if this is better. But let's see, let's say this solves our style problem. Probably not, but let's pretend it does. Let's continue. Okay, 3 errors solved. And let's go to the last error, which is the biggest error. And the errors was, I selected here a category, which means I typed indeed the right number in, 0. But the problem was it was 0, and I was expecting that it jumps to this case 0, and then it would print out this all this my favorite books and so, but instead it was nothing there. So what happens there? So can you see the error? What is here the problem? So this is something like an error solving problem, and if you can't see it, actually I can't see it now too, but I'm not concentrating. That's why. But if you can see it, perfect. If you can't see it, then we will use something like called debug. Then we can see it perhaps. But before we use the debug, let's go it through our head. So let's go line by line ourselves fast. So it says here int while counter 0. That's okay. We need this for our while loop. And we compare this to 2. And while this is equal to 2, makes the sense here. And then it will jump here. So this one, it's already the mistake, right? This equal sign makes no sense. My goal was while counter is not equal to 2, because it is less than 2. So that we reach this number, that was the real goal. That's why I started with 0, and I must reach this number. And reaching means not saying, comparing if this is 2 in this case. What I mean with that is, as long as this one is less than 2, then you can jump to the while loop. You can increment this, and when this while counter is not equal to 2, then you are jumping out. And let's compile. Let's save first and start and see if this is working now. So we check again. We have to type in the right username, coder, the right password. Okay. And now the other info is gone, but this one is still not stylish. Good. Perhaps we should push this later here a little bit more. Let's remember this 3 words and then push this till this 2 place. And now I select again the 0, and now not this 9, careful, I selected the wrong number. We have not checked wrong numbers, and so let's select the 0, and what we see is indeed we have an error. It indeed printed out something. It said here coder book, hacker book, but wait a minute. What happens here? Here is something missing, right? So we have again an error here. So we have to do something against this error. And what you can do here again is check what we did. So first of all, we go again to our counter and say, okay, let's check first our books. Okay, coder book was printed, hacker book was printed. Oh, the style book was not printed. So the style book is slot 012. Slot 2 was not printed. Okay, this is now obvious what the mistake is. The problem is I made here less than 2, which means the 0 will be printed, 1 will be printed, but 2 will be not printed because 2 is not less than 2, right? So the easy fix, we are just incrementing this to 3. And now I'm sure this will work. There is one more problem. This is just for this one. Of course, we have to solve this for the other ones too. But before we solve that, let's solve also our style problem. which means, what was the style problem? The style problem was here. We remembered these 3 numbers and have to push them here. So let's push the below there first. Around here it was. Let's push them so, and now we have the orientation. Now we can push them here. So this was our style problem. This was our number problem. And here we have not changed the other ones too. Let's change the other ones here in the case 2, so we can check the other ones as well at the same time, which means we have just to set here less 3 to the other ones as well, because that was copied, and we copied all time the wrong code for the wrong things, and now we have to check them. So with that said, I hope we did so far good. We start and we see again our coder, and we see again our password. And yeah, style is also a little bit better than before, but of course you could do this here also on one line here if you want, but this one is okay, or this one here perhaps more in the middle. Make what you like, but or here a little bit more down something. I think I will make this, but right now I want test, of course, one of my loops, but I'm testing now perhaps this other ones. Let's see my movies if this is working. Yes, but the problem here is again style. It is again putting them out, which means I can work here on my style a little bit. I can work here a little bit on my style, and that's it. Or I just put this one a little bit back and make it all on one line. This is also very nice, just to try it on one line. And this time, that's not so important to make it one line, but just to make it a little bit stylish. And yeah, but I think this output I'm skipping now. Or let's don't skip, why not? It's not that much, but it will not perfect, but yeah, let's make it around this way. But I will not go on with style now, because like I said, this is just for visual, yes, presentation a little bit. In console you will make this probably too sometimes, so that you see in console as something else, so very visual. But yeah, we continue now. And let's see what we have done so far. We have made a selection menu. Yes, we did. And we can select all 3. Yes, we have not tested all. We have tested the first one, that was wrong. The last one worked. And this middle one we have not really tested, but if the one of this works, all the other one will work too, because they are just more or less copy paste. So I assume it will work, but I'm not absolutely sure, but I assume it will work. And this one I reused the selection menu from another exercise. This is similar what I used in another exercise here, but a little bit different, because this time I made it with a switch statement probably, but the selection menu is same. And let's see, we are almost finished here with this block, which is good. But here, of course, there are many errors in between this one. And one of the biggest error is definitely we have not checked about, again, wrong inputs. And I think I will skip this again in this exercise, because this will blow up this exercise much more. Even in double case, you can make it for practice. What I mean with this check for wrong input, all time when you see cin, this std cin, normally what you have to do is, in general, check input, what the user can can type in with his keyboard, and you have to check this. But I skipped this for the reason we need a little bit more things how we can handle this. Later we find a little, probably a very easy way to check this, for example with regular expressions or something like that, which is really a little code compared to that what you have to do here. If you want try to make here a real check, you will write 1,000 lines of code, not really 1,000, but a really long comparison code for all possible cases, and that's hard. Or you find something very creative and perhaps you can check it very easy. Of course, depends on your knowledge, on your interest, on your fun, and so on. But I continue here without check. I will make this checks probably when we learn something, a little bit more things where we can check this very easy actually. All right, with that said, let's test one more time before I close this, and then we will jump to the next things. We are soon finished, but let's go here and check this one as well. Let's see what we have. There was this middle category. Okay, coder. So I type now all in, right? And I can select. Okay. I make now this my favorite games. Okay, select one, enter it, and yeah, almost here at the same line. I think I bring this back here. So let's go here a little bit more style. Yes, I think that was the most thing what I did here in this video, but it's also, style will be not so important. It's very important, but not that important at start. Username, let's go for coder again. Oops, let's write the right code. Password, I think I should make this select category. Okay, now let's select 0, yes, and here coder book, and here perhaps a new line as well. This is really the last thing what I'm going to do now. And here, and no, I'm not going to use a new line, so I have to type in too much later perhaps. So I stopped this video here, and now I tested all the other cases, at least one, not all cases, because all, like I said, I have not tested the wrong cases, the wrong types, or not password found. So normally you should test all cases, which is possible. And sometimes there are many cases possible, and we will learn in future that we can make this test some cases at least automatically. That's very fine, but not all. And some cases we have to test, like I said, during the development. So make sure that this works till this point. Let's say till this point should work all normally. Then you don't care about that here was an error or something like that. So what I mean with that is if we were going here to write now the other things here, what comes up, if then happens an error or something like that, then we know it's in the new place and not here in the code what we write, what we wrote so far. That's why we should test all the cases till this point, but I say it's okay so far. And with that said, if you have any questions or complaints, write it in the comments, and see you next in the videos. And I hope you made something better than me, because then you trained more and will become better. And good luck, of course. Bye.